Morning to one and all. In the previous class, we discussed about geometric design of different highways or any other roads. In those geometric division, we are having these 5 kinds of elements. In those, first one is the cross-sectional element, side distance, horizontal alignment details, vertical alignment details, and introduction. Those are the 5 parts. In those 5 parts, we are having different sub-criteria. Those are these cross-sectional element. We are having a pavement surface characteristics, width of the pavement, cross slope, meridian, curves, road margins, and other. One is the width of the formation. In those 7 points, so we discussed the first one and second one points. So that today we will discuss about this cross slope and camber. All these things are discussed in the previous class. So that we will discuss today cross slope or camber. It is the main point we need to discuss, because without this the total lifespan of road will be decreases due to this lack of cross slope for every roads. First of all, we will know what is cross slope, what are the different points in those. In the cross slope or camber is a slope provided to the road surface. That means whatever the road it may be a mud road or WBM road or cement road or BT road, whatever it may be, we need to provide some amount of cross slope for particular road to decrease the involvement of water to the surfacement. That means whenever there is a water particles on the surface of the road, automatically they will penetrate. We need to reduce the penetration of water by providing a proper camber or proper slope. That means rain, particularly in the season of rainy season. Second point, we are having a drainage and disposal of water from the pavement is considered as the important to the roads because of following reasons. First one, to maintain stability, surface condition and increase the life of the pavement. That means stability means a proper condition of the road. That means without having any disturbance. Stability means whenever we kept a body in a particular space, if there is any vibrations coming in the body, means there is no stability in that body. If the body is particularly free in condition, that means it have much stability. That means whenever we apply on particular forces on the body, there is no movement on that body. That means the body is in stability conditions. Whenever we are applying external forces on the body, the body moves, means there is a free ability. That means instability in the body. That means some of the end conditions are not proper. These end conditions we will study in structural analysis and strength of materials for different kinds of beams and other joints. First of all, for a particular span of road or length of road, we need to maintain stability conditions, especially in the top layers. Otherwise, the layers become weaker to the entry of this water in particularly rainy seasons. And the second point is to prevent the stripping of bitumen from aggregates. That means stripping of bitumen. In the previous class also we discussed about this stripping. That means mainly bitumen is a petroleum waste, so that the petroleum waste will react with few amounts of water. That means less percentage, not entire water react with petroleum, a few amount of water. That means if there is a 1 liter of water on the surface, so that there is a chance to react with a 100 ml or 50 ml or 20 ml, like that in the entire road we are having few of water, so that there may be a chance to react with bitumen, so that the stripping may occurs in the road surface. So that if there is a stripping, means the bond between fine aggregate, the bond between these chips, that means stone dust and other small baby chips were mixing with this bitumen, those will be delayed due to this entry of water. So that we need to provide a proper slope. So next point is to prevent the stripping of vehicles running at high speeds. This means stripping means also skidding. This is another way, skidding we are called. It means whenever a vehicle is flowing with a high speed, we are applying a break or any other due to external factors. That means there may be a chance of skid, so that we need to provide a slope in this region also due to control of accidents. And third one is the rate of camber or cross slope, usually designed by 1 in and may be expressed as a percentage. The required camber of a pavement depends upon the pavement surface and amount of rainfall. This is the values were discussed as per IRC. That means IRC means Indian Road Congress has prescribed a huge amount of data for the construction of roads and what are the preventives we need to take before going to construction. Different kinds of roads, so what are the different values we need to maintain at the time of construction and demolition and others. So that their Indian Road Congress has given different types of values in a different areas. That means we are having a different types of that means different types of environment. Particularly we are in India, we are India is the 7th largest country in the earth, so that in the India we are having different kinds of atmospheres. In Kerala we are having a cold, in Rajasthan we are having very hot climate, in Himalayas we are having freezing temperatures, but in case of Assam we are having huge amount of floods. So that for every state we are having different kinds of temperatures. According to the temperatures and rainfall data from the environmental departments, we need to collect the particular data and we need to prescribe what amount of materials we need to take, what kind of materials we need to add and what type of admixtures. All those we need to study as per IRC regulations, so that different kinds of roads we need to prepare as by rules prescribed by the Indian Road Congress. For that we are having mainly these 4 kinds of roads. First one is the cement concrete road and bituminous surface road. Thick bituminous surface road, that means cement concrete and thick bituminous surface road. These are mainly used for other district roads and normal roads. Next one, thin bituminous surface. This thin bitumen surface mainly we are using in national highways. And next one, WBM roads and gravel pavements. These are used in other village roads and interconnecting roads between 2 villages and important cities. Next one, earth roads. These earth roads are mainly used in the village conditions, so that we need to provide a proper camber for those 4 kinds of roads according to IRC. In this we are having 2 another classifications. First one is the heavy rainfall areas and low rainfall areas. In the heavy rainfall areas, that means in annually we are having morely 6 to 8 months of rainfall in those areas, so that those areas are called heavily rainfall areas. In those we need to provide a slope of 1 in 50, that means minimum 2% of length. In the second one, bituminous surface, we need to provide 1 in 40, like that different kinds of roads. With the help of this rainfall data, we need to provide different kinds of alignments. In a low rainfall data, we are having a less amount of this camber. That means first one we are having 1 in 50, second one we are having 1 in 60 for concrete, cement concrete roads. The percentage is 2% and the second one 1.7%, so that heavy rainfall we are having huge amount of slope in terms of percentages. But in case of slopes, 1 in 50, 1 in 60, this is entirely inversely proportional to each other, 1 in 50 and 2%. So that we are observing here 1 in 40, 1 in 50, 2.5%, 2%, 1 in 33, 1 in 40, 3%, 2.5%. So that by observing these data, we will understand that in heavily rainfall data, we are having huge amount of slope compared to normal rainfall data. That means low lying areas having low rainfall on particular places, so that we need to remember those different kinds of roads and their alignments. That means slope alignments in those particular points. Next one, this is the cross sections. 1 in n means this is the normally central we are having a high rise portion. This is top surface we are having a parabolic surface, that means the entire curve is like parabola. In the second one we are having triangular patterns. The third one we are having a different kinds of both completely triangle and parabola, both are combining. In the some half of the portion is the parabola and another half portion is triangular portion mixed with the triangular portion and parabolic portion. So that by if the length is very large, we will use this first pattern. If the length is very slow, that means very narrow, the length is so wide, we will use first pattern. If the length is so narrow, so that means ఇరుకుగా ఉన్న ప్రదేశాల్లో మనం ఇటువంటి కన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ని ఎక్కువగా చేస్తూ ఉంటాం, థర్డ్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ కన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్. బట్ వీఆర్ హ్యావింగ్ వెరీ లార్జ్ ఏరియాస్ when in case of national highways and others, we will provide these kind of slopes. Top one, that means parabolic camber we will provide in national highways. In the straight line cambers we will provide at normal roads, that means villages and other purposes. But in case of combination of straight and parabolic camber, we will use in different areas. That means if there is any irregularities and obstructions in the particular road construction, we will use this parabolic and triangular pattern. It means combination of parabolic and triangular patterns, so that you need to remember what is 1 and what is n. Okay. Here we are having different nomenclature. Straight one parabola, up to what we are having straight portion, and up to what point we are having parabolic portion. These three conditions you need to know. Then next one, medium traffic separator, that means median or traffic separator. In this median, normally in the mathematical knowledge we are having mean, median and a mode. Like that, in the transportation also we are having a median. That means median is provided between two sets of traffic lanes intended to divide the traffic moving on opposite directions. That means these medians are mainly introduced in single lane systems. That means in a single lane system, that means in a single lane the both entry vehicles and exit vehicles has to move. In those cases we need to provide particularly these meridian lines to bifurcate the moving vehicles, that means any coming vehicles and going vehicles on particular lane. Second, when we are having the main function of the median is to prevent the head-on collisions. Head means if there is a car or any other vehicle, the main front part we will call as a head and back part we will call as tail. That means head means front part, tail means back part. To prevent the head-on collisions, that means two cars are clashing with both of their heads, like పొటేలు పందాలు అంటారు. పొటేలు పందాల్లో మనకి పొటేలు ఎలా కొట్టుకుంటాయి, with their heads. Like that, if there is any crashing of vehicles, we are having different kinds of crashings. In those mainly we are having these head-on collisions. Due to these head-on collisions we are having a huge amount of loss, like deaths and other conditions. So that we need to avoid those head-on collisions simply by maintaining this meridian line to each single lane roads and others. Next one, traffic separators used by in the form of pavement markings, physical dividers and area separators. In one of the diagram yesterday I shown all of these. This is the example for that road. In the sides we are having, in the medium we are having meridian with yellow line, in the sides we are having white line. So that white line indicates end of the road, yellow line indicates the meridian, that means central part of the road. So that one of the, in one way normally we are going with our ఎడమ వైపు నుంచి వెళ్తూ ఉంటాం ఎక్కువగా, left hand side. Only we need to move on left hand side of the road. The traffic separators used to form pavement markings. In the previous diagram I shown that white marking is used to show the end of the road and yellow marking is used to show the meridian, that means medium of the road. For suppose if you show If you see in this diagram, we are having different kinds of markings. So that this is normally indicates a two-lane diagram with traffic separator. In the middle portion, we are having a huge amount of gap with a tree. That means it is a divider having greenery. That means a divider having greenery. In the side portion, we are having road with curbs. That means high-raised portions to show the end of the particular road. After the curb, we are having a footpath. That means normal pedestrians. అంటే పాదచారుల కోసం మనం కొంత ప్లేస్ అనేది వదిలేస్తూ ఉంటాం. Those place is called footpath. And after footpath, we are having curb and normal road. After normal road, we are having traffic separator. These normally traffic separators are also called dividers. In few places, dividers keeping is not possible, so that in the nowadays we are keeping simply concrete blocks with markings like yellow color and black color. They are keeping as a traffic separators in particularly cities. This is the example for that particular diagram and explanation. Next one, we will have to divide these different kinds of roads with desirable width of meridians and others according to this Indian Road Congress. First one, we are having expressways, second one highways, third one at intersections of urban roads. That means mainly these junctions and others crossings. And fourth one, we are having long span bridges on long bridges. What is the width of the meridian we need to maintain? Desirable and minimum. Desirable means మనకు కావాల్సినంత desirable amount, and minimum, in some cases we need to provide a minimum amount. That means minimum amount, that means normally for calculation of salt in a particular curries, we need to provide a minimum amount and a desirable amount. After desirable, the entire curry will changes its taste. Like that in the road also we are having desirable values and minimum values, so that if there is a chance for not exceeding these desirable values, if we exceed that, total line will be occurs in a different pattern, so that the movers will have a different kinds of illumination by seeing these diagrams and these lines on a particular road. So that in the expressways we are having for every width of the meridian in terms of 15 meters, the minimum width is 10 meters. And next, in case of other ways, we are having a meridian of 5 meters and 3 meters. At intersection of the roads, we are having 5 meters and 1.2 meters, and on long bridges we are having 1.5, 1.2. That means in the expressways we need to give a line of 15 meters. That means 15 into 3, nearly for every 50 meters we need to give a gap. But in case of minimum, we need to provide a 10 meters. That means 10 into 3, nearly 33 feet. On highways, we need to provide 5 minutes for every 15 meters, 15 to 17 feet. We need to provide this gap between meridians. Like that, we are having different kinds of width in meters. We need to calculate those in terms of feet, so that we will be easily understanding for how many feet we are having a gap, so that we need to provide different kinds of meridians. If there is not providing these gaps, that means the entire road will be marked by lines at intersections and other points. Simply we are having a zigzag patterns simply by interconnecting those lines, so that to better communication for users, that means the travelers on the road, we need to provide a particular amount of gap for those lines, so that they will be understanding. So that in a few cases they need to overcome the lines. That means we are going in a first way, we are having we need to travel on beside village, so that we need to exchange the line by slowing our vehicle speed, so that we need to provide some amount of gaps for those also. These are the different kinds of highways and those alignment of meridians in a particular span of length. Those things also we need to remember. This is a better example. Okay, is the middle one we are having a white line, that is called meridian. In the edge we are having yellow lines. In the previously shown diagram, edges they are having yellow edges, they are having white color diagram, and medium we are having yellow color diagram. So that different kinds of states and different kinds of roads, they are providing different paints for better communication. For that in India we are having normally using yellow color and white color. So that in the other countries they are having different traffic systems and different traffic principles provided by their authorities. That means we are having national highway authority and state highway authorities like that. For China and other countries like Vietnam, Japan, Singapore, and those are all higher countries. Those are having different kinds of road principles and road signs. So that as prescribed by our country and state level, we need to provide different kinds of these patterns. In the medium portion we are having trees, that means to separate two roads, entry road and exit roads. And the next point is the curb. Curb indicates the boundary between the pavements and meridians. That means in the end portions, normally end portions means manaki road yokka outermost port, we need to provide these kind of curbs to understand the users, especially in the night time. That means in the night time we are not having a proper light facility on that road. Normally light roads are in black color, so that we don't have to better visible properties on the particular road. So that in the form of these curb lines, we need to understand that what is the entry point, what is the exit point for that particular road. So those things will be understood by using these curb lines. We are having different kinds of curbs: low curb, semi barrier or type curb, and barrier type curb. Those are also we are having different diagrams. By using those diagrams we need to understand. Simply I am telling the words, you're not having imagination power, means the entire class will be wasted. By better diagrams you will understand better knowledge, you will gain better knowledge. This is the curb. Normally in some of the cases we are using paints, and some of the cases they are construction part, depending upon the finance allocated to that particular project. This is the end line for that particular road. After the end line we are having these curbs. Normally we are having the three kinds of curbs: low curb, semi barrier, and barrier curbs. This is the low curb, that means the height is so low. Medium curbs and other curbs are also depends upon the importance of the project and finance allocated to that particular project. Next one we have to understand these road margins. That means margins. These margins we are using for normally in our primary education level we are using these margins for a particular paper. Whenever we are writing on the particular paper, we need to draw particular margin lines for that papers, so that at what point we need to start and what point we need to end those things on the paper in examinations also, for better communication and better understanding. What is the starting point, what is the ending point, we need to show them to the evaluator for better understanding. So that in the first question, what is the starting point, what is the ending point, after second question, what is the starting point, what is the ending point, we need to choose with different kinds of lines. That by means simply we are underlining on that particular answer sheets. Like that in the road itself we need to understand different kinds of signals and symptoms by using these road margins and other paintings. The various elements are included in the road margins are shoulders. That means భుజాలు అంటాం మనం నార్మల్గా. రోడ్డుకి భుజాలు ఏంటంటే దీస్ కేప్స్ ఆర్ ద షోల్డర్స్ ఫర్ రోడ్. Normally in our body we are having shoulders. Those shoulder indicates that the up to shoulder we are having up, above the shoulder we are having head, below the shoulder we are having waist and others. Like that for that particular road also, what is the shoulder? That means the shoulder is the ending part of that particular road. After that we are having guard rails, footpath, driveway, cycle track, parking lane, and embankment slope. all those things are not possible to kept in a particular road, because if we kept all those things in a particular road, the entire budget will be rises and rises, so that we, according to the usage of the particular persons, we need to provide all those. For suppose if there is a guardrails and footpaths, whenever there is a huge amount of pedestrians walking on that particular roads, definitely we need to provide footpaths. In foreign countries mainly they are having footpaths. And next one, driveway means this is the driveway. After that we are having footpath. Next one, cycle tracks. Wherever there is a huge amount of utility of these bicycles, so definitely we need to provide these cycle tracks also, to avoid collisions to cycles and other utility bikes and other motor vehicles. That means cycle means non-motorized vehicles, other are motorized vehicles, so that we need to give a particular way to motorized and unmotorized vehicles also. And next one, parking lane. Normally these parking lanes are used in high huge traffic areas and national highways. These parking lanes are separately kept for those vehicles who are having some amount of troubles, and for drivers engagement purpose also. That means they need to engage few minutes for their rest and others. And next one, embankment slope also we need to show with the help of these margin lines. And next one is the width of formation of or roadway. That means width of the formation of roadway is the sum of the widths of the pavements or carriageways, including separators. It may be shoulders also. Width of the roadway are standardized by Indian Road Congress. Already previously we have discussed about this width of the road. For single lane road, what the width is 3.75 meters. Normally for double lane roads we are having 7 meters. For multi lane we are multiplying 3.5 into n. That means the number of multi lanes into 3.5. Like that, width of the road is different for different kinds of roads depending upon their lanes. That means 1 lane, 2 lane, 3 lane, 4 lane. Like that, depending upon n number of lanes, we need to provide this width of the formation, and we need to show those widths by using different colors on that particular road. Whatever the color may be, it should be for understanding drivers, understanding to the drivers. Next one, roads classification. And next one is the plain terrain and different types of terrains, rolling terrains, hilly terrains. Like that we are having different kinds of roads in the first unit. According to those, we need to classify the roads and these slopes in the previous slides. But in case of width, we are having different kind of tabular form. We will have to understand using different lanes. First one is the national highways and state highways. Normally these national highways and state highways are used to connect important places of nation and state. That means nation lo important place manaki emunte mainly cities or capitals, and state level we are having some important cities. So that we need to connect to those points by using different different roadways according to these terrains. If there is a plain terrain, we need to maintain a 12 meters of road. If there is in a hilly terrain or mountainous or having steep slope, we need to provide a minimum width of 6.25 meters for single lane roads. For two lane roads, we need to provide 8.80 meters. Okay, this is for national highways and state highways. Next one, we are having major district roads. In those major district roads also we are having single lane, two lane. For those plain terrain, we will construct the same length, but in case of hilly terrains, we need to construct with 4.75 for those two. Normally in hilly terrains, we don't construct these two lane roads. We will prefer only single lane road. But in case of national highways and others, we need to provide, because of huge amount of traffic and utility, high priced vehicles, so that these trucks and others also traveling on that, so that we need to provide this. But in case of these national highways and others, others compared to national highways, we need to provide normal road like a single lane 4.75 meters we are using here. Other district also we are having these lengths for single lane and double lane 7.5 meters, 4.75 meters. In village roads we will use normally plain terrains as 7.5 and 4. You need to understand the road width is measured in meters. In the top portion of the block we are having road width in terms of meters, and after the road width we are having two kinds of classification. First one is the plain and rolling terrains. After that we are having steep and mountainous terrains. That means plain means sada bhumi ante without having any disturbances on that particular road we are having plain surface, and rolling terrains, and that means we are having round or spherical roads, rolling terrains. Terrain means మనకి పీట భూములు అంటాం, plateaus and terrains we are having. Second one we are having mountainous and steep terrains. Steep terrains means we are having huge amount of slope on that particular road, and mountainous roads. Okay, this is the classification and particular widths of the roads for different kinds: national highways, state highways, major district roads, other district roads, and village roads. This is the classification we have made. And next one we are having overtaking site distance. This is the second point. That means up to now we are discussing first point of these roads, that is cross sectional elements. All the cross sectional elements we are studied. After the cross sectional elements we need to study this site distance. That means site means normally whatever the object we are seeing, that is called site level. If the object is clear, that means the site is clear. If the object is not clear means we need to use some amount of spectacles and other artificials so that the object may be clear to us. Like that we are having different kinds of these site distances. Overtaking distance, overtaking site distance, that means when we are moving on a particular highways and other roads, there are so many vehicles traveling along with us, so that our the vehicle is simply slowly moving when compared to our vehicle, so that we need to overtake those vehicles by increasing our vehicle speed. So that simply we need to overtake those vehicles. We need to have some amount of rise in our vehicular speed so that we will overtake those vehicles. So to overtake such kind of vehicles, whatever the minimum principles we need to take and what are the preventives we need to take, those things will be taken care in the oversight distance. The minimum distance open to the vision of the driver of a particular vehicle intending to overtake slow vehicle ahead with safety against traffic of opposite direction is known as minimum overtaking side distance or safe passing side distance of the vehicle. In the entire this 5-line paragraph we are having overtake slow vehicle ahead. That means whatever the vehicle we are observing, we need to overtake those vehicle by increasing our vehicular speed by using these traffic rules. That means we are not మనం ట్రాఫిక్ రూల్స్ని ఎటువంటివి అబ్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ చేయకుండా మనం ట్రాఫిక్ రూల్స్ని ఫాలో అవుతూనే ఆ వెహికల్ని మనం ఓవర్టేక్ చేయాలి. అలా ఓవర్టేక్ చేయాలి అంటే వీ నీడ్ టు ఎస్టిమేట్ సమ్ అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ సైడ్ డిస్టెన్స్. మనం వెహికల్ ఇంత స్పీడ్లో మూవ్ చేస్తూ వెళ్తే దాన్ని ఈజీగా ఓవర్టేక్ చేయొచ్చు. ఓకే, సో దట్ వీ నీడ్ టు హ్యావ్ ఏ బెటర్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ ఆన్ ద vehicular speed and at what site we are having that vehicle. Next one we are having different kinds of factors while we are taking these overtakings on particular roads. That means optimum side distance, the minimum OST required to safe overtaking depends upon speed of overtaking. That means if your speed is more, that means there is a chance of skidding of vehicle.
The overtaking vehicle and vehicle are coming from opposite directions, if any. That means overtaking vehicle is entirely opposite to us. That means we have to chance to collide, head-on collision. That means head to head of the vehicle will collide each other. So that we need to take a preventive. And next one, it will be also depends upon the skill and reaction time of the driver. That means skill means if the driver having a better skills of driving, that means he will simply avoid the opponent vehicle and goes by using another way. If the vehicle is on poor skills, that means definitely there may be a chance to get accident. So that entirely depends upon the who drive the vehicle. If the vehicle are driving vehicle has skills, definitely we have to overcome that vehicle. If the person is not having skills, that means we have to face accidents. Next, third point is the distance between overtaking and overtaken vehicles. That means the distance between the overtaking vehicles and overtaken vehicles. That means a slowly moving vehicle is overtaken vehicle, fastly moving vehicle is overtaking vehicle. That means slowly moving vehicle is constantly moving on a particular line, but overtaking vehicle has to move on specified speed. That means the speed followed by the speed more than the overtaken vehicles we need to move. దట్ మీన్స్ నేను తెలుగులో చెప్తున్నాను అనుకున్న కొంచెం. మనం ఎప్పుడైతే ఒక వెహికల్ని క్రాస్ చేద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నామంటే ఆ వెహికల్ మనం ఏం చేయాలంటే మనం ఎదుట ఉన్న వెహికల్ కంటే ఎక్కువ స్పీడ్తో మనం మూవ్ అవ్వాలి. అప్పుడే మనం ఏమవుతాం, ఆ వెహికల్ని క్రాస్ చేస్తాం. లేకపోతే వీఆర్ మూవింగ్ లైక్ ఏదే ప్యారలల్ లైన్స్. దట్ మీన్స్ బోత్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ విత్ సేమ్ స్పీడ్. దట్ మీన్స్ సింప్లీ యాజ్ ప్యారలల్ లైన్స్ ఆర్ సింప్లీ యాజ్ రైల్వే ట్రాక్స్. దట్ మీన్స్ వీఆర్ మూవింగ్. Next one, rate of acceleration of overtaking vehicles. That means acceleration. That means acceleration means improvement in the speed of overtaking vehicles. Next one is the gradient of the road, if any. That means if there is any gradients means already previously we are seen. Gradients means slopes maintaining on particular roads. If there is a huge amount of slope, definitely we need to slow down our vehicle, because in steep areas we won't have to go with huge amount of speed. That means if we go with huge amount of speed, definitely our vehicle will contract by centrifugal forces and will skid. The next one, this is the understanding diagram for your better communication purpose. Analysis of OSD. Normally in A1, A2, B1, B2, A3 we are having, in those lines we are having 2-lane road. That means directions we are having arrow directions, and C1, C2 are opponent vehicles. A1, A2 are normal. A1, A2, B1, B2 are normally going vehicles. They are coming head of each other, so that the cross mark indicates the head of the vehicle. All we are having heads along the arrow direction, so that A2 vehicle is want to move. That means A1 vehicle want to chase the B1 vehicle, so that A1 has to move at a particular speed so that it reaches A2, and from that A2 point they change that direction in a dotted path, and after that they moved at A3 position. In that particular speed B1 goes to B2. Okay, that means B1 అనేది మన స్మాల్ స్పీడ్తో ట్రావెల్ అవుతూ ఉంది కాబట్టి B2 స్పేస్లోకి వెళ్ళింది. మనకి A2 అనేది ఏమైందంటే హెవీ స్పీడ్తో ట్రావెల్ అయింది కాబట్టి A2 అనేది మనకి A3 స్పీడ్లోకి రీచ్ అయింది. సో దట్ వీ విల్ పాస్ దట్ B వెహికల్. ఎట్ ఏ టైమ్ వీఆర్ హ్యావింగ్ అపోనెంట్ వెహికల్ ఇన్ C, so that we need to have a better optimum sight distance. It is the sight distance. మనకి ఎదురుగా ఏ వెహికల్ వస్తుంది, మనకి పక్కన ఉన్నటువంటి వెహికల్ ఏ స్పీడ్తో వెళ్తుంది, those things we need to capture with our eye, and we need to transfer signals to our brain, and what is speed we need to move, what is the chances to move, is there any sight distance. That means what is the particular sight distance we are having. All those things we need to calculate in our brain, so that optimum sight distance is entirely depends upon our vision and brain Okay, so that optimum sight, the entirely diagram and concept totally depends upon our sight principles. Okay, we are having a D1, that means A1 to A2 we are having a distance of D1, and from A2 to B1 we are having a space S. From B1 to B2 we are having a space of B, so that it is a distance D2 and D3. All those things we need to have a better understanding if the listeners are drivers. And next one now, the 3 points are the explanation to the previous diagram, so that A1 and from A1 to A2 the distance is D1 meters traveled by overtaking vehicle A. That means here we are having only 3 vehicles, A1, A2 or both A3, both are vehicle A, and B1, B2 both are vehicle B, and C1, C2 both are vehicle C. Simply they are according to their displacement, according to speed, their name changes to A1 to A2, A2 to A3, B1 to B2 and C1 to C2 depending upon their displacement and acceleration of the vehicle. Here we are having A1 to A2, the distance is D1 meters traveled by overtaken vehicle A, reduced speed VB per meter. VB, that means velocity of P, mean meter per second during a reaction time of T seconds. So that D1 equal to VB into time, that means reaction time into reaction time, that means T into speed VB. We are having a units of speed meter per second and multiplying with time, that means second into second cancelled. We are getting distance in terms of meters. Like we are having IRC suggestions for a driver at 2 seconds, D1 equal to 2 into VB. So that A2 to A3 vehicle A starts accelerating, shifting to adjacent lane. That means we are having 2 lanes, entry lane and exit lane. The vehicle is traveling in entry lane, and it converts its line to exit lane, and after that crossing the vehicle it will again coming into entry lane, so that overtaking a vehicle takes place by moving into exit lane and entry lane. So that we are having different kinds of displacements and movements in this diagram. A1 normally in its entry lane, that means passing lane. If we are having B vehicle on other side, so it needs to overtake by moving into opposite lane, and after the crossing it will be coming into entry lane, so that overtaking has over. IRC specified time is 2 VB. In a 2 seconds we will have to change all those things. Okay, next one, from A2 to A3 the distance D2 further split into the 3 parts. So D2 equal to S plus B plus S, that means S plus B plus S we are having D2. In D1 we are having only normal speed, D2 we are having S plus B plus S, means that means B plus 2S, but in case of D3 we are having only S. Okay, this is the explanation to that previous diagram. Specified speed equal to 0.7 into VB plus 6. Normal distance covered by the vehicle B is B equal to VB into normal time, normal T. Overtaking a distance T2 equal to B plus 2S, that is equal to VB into T plus AT square. That means this is the acceleration formula, VB half plus AT square by 2. B equal to VB into 2, 2S equal to AT square by 2. So that we will have to calculate the time equal to square root of 4S by A. Simply in the third formula we are having C1 to C2. Distance traveled by vehicle C and moving with a design speed of V meters per second during the time T seconds is given by D3 equal to V into T, that means velocity into time. After that, overtaking side distance equal to D1 plus D2 plus T3. We are having D1 equal to displacement velocity into time, D2 equal to VB into 2 plus 2S, D3 equal to V into T. So that what totally overtaking side distance equal to the below formula we are having, where that VB equal to 0.28 into VB according to IRC rules. So that we are changing VB into 0.28 into small VB and capital VB we are having here. Small VB equal to 0.28 into capital VB we are keeping in the below formula. So that entire formula has changes. So that we are having 3 into 0.28 into VB plus 2s. In case of speed overtaking vehicle, it not given, we need to assume 16 kilometers less than the design speed of the highway. That means the design speed of the highway, that means normally we are having expressways having a design speed of 120 kilometers, national highways having a design speed of 100 kilometers, state highways having a design speed of 80 to 100, other district roads we are having 60 to 80, like that design speeds for different roads is there. We need to go a few amount of less than the design speed of 16 kilometers. Normally this process we will takes place by simply blowing our horn. That means the backside person wants to overtake, so that the front vehicle has to decrease the vehicle speed by giving a some amount of path to the back vehicle, so that the back vehicle simply moves and overtakes the vehicle. All those are the formulas. S equal to spacing of the vehicles, T equal to reaction time of the driver. Normally a standard time is 2 seconds. Design speed in terms of meter per second. And VB is the initial speed of overtaking vehicle in meters per second. VB is the initial speed after overtaking. T equal to 4S by A. S equal to, in terms of seconds, so that A equal to average acceleration in terms of kilometer per second, small a equal to average acceleration in terms of meter per second square. So that those two formulas having different values. First one we are having 4S by A, second one we are having 14.4S by A. Okay. For that today we will end this class. Tomorrow we will discuss